Welcome to the NASCAR Cup Series from Atlanta at EchoPark Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines.
As they come to green and begin for 400 miles.
A lot of trust right here. Well, and I hope this thing sticks.
Yeah, and you heard Tyler Reddick say that. I mean, they just have an extreme confidence and comfort in these cars to know that they can drive down in there in the corner. And if it doesn't stick, it's going to catch them off guard because they are comfortable enough to be able to have that ability to do that every time that a situation like this pops up.
There was a bit of 3 wide in the back. Now it starts to cycle out.
And there you see Reddick moving up to the outside. I expected that. You're going to see all of them try to get up there.
And we've seen that throughout the weekend. You've seen the groove migrate from that middle to top lane just because, it's hard to make speed on the bottom of the racetrack. It's hard to get the cars lined up because not very many of the cars handle well. Condition here is usually tight on the entry to the corner to be able to get the car to turn, as you see the flames out of that 97 car of Shane Van Gisbergen right there. And if you can make that run, clear them, you want that clean air as much as you can get it. But to finish my thought on those guys in the back that are trying to make their way to the front, you want to get there as fast as you can, because if something breaks loose early in this race, you're just in that danger zone.
Here's Blaney, who has picked up 6 spots since the start.
Yeah, and as we look on this Ford Racing camera right here, you're going to hear Ryan Blaney as he goes into this corner lift. And you hear him lift. That entry is really flat right there. There's a bump in the wrong spot, but the hardest thing to do right there is get the front end to turn, and that's been a big problem from a lot of these Fords when they get buried in the pack, is to be able to get those front tires to grip enough to be able to make the corners. So, you know, it's definitely balanced, and that's going to be.
Yeah, and have to rely on that communication.
We watch Bubba Wallace's Xfinity onboard camera right here. Getting in the middle of the pack like that, you know, it's just, you got to really manage the runs and make sure that the guy behind you see him tucking that left front fender right there, trying to get some air on the fender. Got to be really careful if you get that car spaced out to the right.
Just watching this run. Watch Blaney go to the inside. That's how they happen. Just almost ended their day and a bunch of other ones.
Yeah, and that's just that big run and taking advantage of that. When those cars get side by side and you have that momentum, you just want to carry on with it.
It was a little bit of a lazy block on Hocevar too. I think Gibbs just barely kissed the outside wall there. Doesn't seem like it's hard enough to bend a toe link or anything.
And super easy to get tied off a turn two. No matter what lane you're in, it'll take off on you. And today with the wind, right? Like you never know when you're going to get in a weird position like that.
There's more trouble right here with Larson on the outside. I don't know if he got checked up for some reason and kind of saw everybody scramble to the middle.
Larry Mack?
Yeah, Mike, I've been watching Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the 47 car, and we're basically 20 laps into this run. And normally the handling characteristics at this track, if it's not driving good, the car doesn't turn, the car's tight. You don't really...
Outside 22, 21's got the 47. Joey won't get much help here. No pushes here, just 2 by 2. Still there, even. Lined up. Still there, 47.
Kozlowski on point for now. And take a look at the 77. What happened here?
Well, we've seen him be super aggressive, but it looks like he either got tight right there or he thinks he's got a tire going down, because after this he went all the way to the back of the pack. So
from 10th.
Either he had something going down with a tire right there, or just got in a bad spot and pushed up into the fence.
Was a big player in.
Brad had some trouble right there up the racetrack.
Car took off on him. I think you're starting to see handling woes starting to happen now, Kevin.
And really, like I've been talking, you know, that tight condition, if you get too far into the corner, then it pushes that tight to the middle of the corner, but you can also get into a really bad spot where that thing just won't stop until you slow way down.
Larson, the numbers don't tell the full story. If you're looking at just 1 top 10 and 8 starts on the new Atlanta, 5 DNFs for that 5 car. But I talked to Cliff Daniels this morning, and he said what you don't see with that is how competitive we have been in these races here at Atlanta. You come down to the end of these races, we've been in it. We've just been caught up in someone else's mess who's been running right in front of us where we've had chances to win. 3rd place finish here last spring. He said, yes, we have to evolve with the track, with the setup, but this team has been competitive, and we need to keep doing that. We're seeing that today. He's up from 16th now to 11th.
Yeah, that's a great point, Clint. You know, with the tires, we talk about wanting to have 2 tires and no tires and strategy at the end, but having fresh tires is definitely a good benefit.
That's
Chase Elliott is taking full advantage of that.
Well, look, I mean, that's what broke up that, you know, Penske brigade on that bottom.
Dragging the whole top line forward.
So should a caution come out, with Hocevar 1 lap down, he's the only car a lap down, and he'd get back on the lead lap with the free pass. As long as he can stay out in front of the leader, who is currently Chase Elliott.
Brad Keselowski, a 2-time winner here. You guys were talking about him up front, led 8 laps earlier, but since he has fallen like a rock, back in 22nd, that handling going away.
Wow. Doesn't take long.
I'm just too loose, way too loose, building freer as I go.
This is the most lead changes in the first 60 laps at this track since they reconfigured it.
Lost the help on the outside. Actually, Larson moved up higher in 3 and 4 and got Chase Elliott tight behind him. Byron actually went to the bottom, went on with the momentum that he had. That shook up that 3-car Hendrick brigade that they had going on.
17 lead changes so far. A Toyota and a Ford leading 3 Chevrolets. It's going to be 1 to go in the stage.
And you see Bubba Wallace right now. Bubba Wallace right now in control of this last lap, but he's had a car that's run up front, but Austin Cindric just drives by him on the outside.
And he gave him that outside too. That's a block there. He chose to give him the outside, and away he went. Don't get out there too far.
Yeah, but he pulled down right there so that those guys didn't get a draft, but they're going to have a massive run.
And what you say, Dave, which one do you block? The inside or the outside? They broke up. Worked out in his favor there.
Cindric looking for the 10 points, and his Penske Mustang is going to win stage 1.
Chase Elliott gets the countdown into his pit box. He comes in from 5th, said that car has been good, tight early, but got better as they run. The call is for 4 tires, only 11 seconds of fuel. Oh no, he overshoots his box. They have to push him back, guys, costing valuable time. He finally comes to a stop, Josh.
Well, you don't want to slide your tires, do you? So you can have a free shot stopping here if you want to when we come. Well, that's okay. Yeah, I just got a little too much in the turn there and got messed up.
Let's watch this. Oh, slid right through it. Didn't take much, did it?
Well, and he's got an opening in front of him, so.
Now here's the leader, and I was talking about this, but this was just nothing more.
Larson and Byron bring them to the line for stage 2.
See Bubba Wallace right there, right on that back bumper of Kyle Larson. The thing I'm most interested in seeing right here is who made their cars better, because Austin Cindric, we saw him drive from the back to the front right there.
Now you're going to see him fighting hard for this track position. These things handle better up front.
Keselowski there in the 6 car have terrible handling issues, go all the way to the back. We saw Cindric able to keep his car handling good, but Logano kind of faded out of the mix of being in control at the beginning of that stage. As you see him shoot by 3 wide on the bottom right there in that 22 car.
Now we've talked about the wind, and the flags have been out straight all day. I think the least amount of wind we've seen is about 20 miles an hour. Steady 30, gust to 45. Here's what the drivers have been saying.
How is it up there, dude? Well, if you stop hearing me talk, it's because I blew away. I think the wind might actually be worse than Daytona was, blowing into turn 3, so I think that could definitely be a trouble spot. How's the wind up there? Well, it's got me considering I should have talked about hazard pay in my contract.
And a huge crash at Atlanta has taken out Ty Gibbs, Josh Berry, and others at lap 81.
Here we go. All right, you see him on the outside, obviously right there behind Bowman. See the energy starting to come. Oh, it seemed like,
Yeah,
it seemed like Berry actually lifted a little bit when he drove down across him to try to go shoot in front of him, clipped him obviously, and
well, I think what happened right there is you're going to see Bell with a late move right here, and you see the 54 had already committed to go below the 48, and I don't think they were expecting to be 4 wide right there.
we're not clear.
Oh,
He tried
that's
to
a
shoot
hard
down to
hit.
the bottom and just clipped him.
Denny Hamlin with a little bit of damage there. As caution is out for the second time today, Ty Gibbs and Josh Berry.
Yeah, and I think that the 21 had to go up the racetrack because the 20 made a late move down the back straightaway, and 54 was coming down the racetrack, not anticipating the 21 coming up because they were going to be 4 wide. So that just looks like one of those racing deals. One going up, one coming down right there.
You remarked about damage on the left rear of Denny Hamlin's car. Riley Herbst got into him a bit as they were trying to get through that. And
Yeah, you'll see it. That's Riley right behind Denny as he had to check up. Yeah.
This is from Hamlin.
Not a good feeling right in front of you. Wow, got very, very lucky.
On the lead lap, here we go.
These first 4 cars right here, they've been consistently up at the front of the pack all day. Right behind them, you see Ross Chastain and Connor Zilic. Zilic has been up there, but this is really our first chance to see that one car of Ross Chastain as he darts to the inside right there below Joey Logano.
And back to the outside, going where they're not. Keep that air on the nose.
Keselowski, a couple of cars back.
Yeah, and we've seen Brad make it to pit road a couple times just trying to make adjustments to that car. He just really hasn't been able to get the handling where he likes it to be on the offense like somebody like Austin Cindric and these Hendrick cars that are leading the pack right now.
He is 27th right now. 3 wide around Riley Herbst. That's Ryan Preece going by, and Alex Bowman. That's back at 14th place.
Do I want to take that, or do I need to be content where I'm at? Need a little help, need a little coaching. We're not saving anything, we're going.
Good.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they're right on the edge. Everybody's a little bit nervous as to where they are on fuel.
Look back here, you see Riley Herbst right here. Starts to shoot to the bottom. I think he just lost the nose a little bit and got up into the 3, Kevin.
Yeah, it looked like he had a big run right there and either just misjudged his car, the right front corner of his car right there, or like you say, got tight, got into the back of the 3.
Well, it definitely turned the 3 around, and you see him going back up the racetrack. Some cars there. Got the,
That's
the
Ricky
34
Stenhouse
in it. Ricky
with,
Stenhouse has
heavy
got
damage.
Yep. Major damage on the front of his race car.
BJ McLeod and Todd Gilliland also involved.
Gillen's got a broken right rear toe link, but I think that car's not as bad off as we thought. You see Stenhouse slamming into him pretty hard right there. But looking at Gilliland in the 34, watch Cole Custer.
Oh my goodness, right there, that 41 car. What a move.
Yeah. He throttled up, and that's what saved him, didn't it?
Zane Smith also with a bit of damage there toward the end of that.
You see Custer throttle up and get past them.
A lot of cars taking evasive action right there. That's so hard on the splitter. You've got the banking. As you see one more angle right here. But as these cars come down the racetrack, down below that yellow line, just hits that splitter so hard. Feel that right through your spine in the driver's seat.
Well, here's the Morgan & Morgan view. Call your lawyer after this one.
Yeah, I don't think he didn't do anything wrong, so I think you're right. Call the lawyer. We got a defense. That's too bad. Tore up some good race cars.
One of those was Ricky Stenhouse, who had a great Daytona 500 finish. Right into the center.
Cars shot back down the racetrack. He didn't want to get hit in the right rear quarter panel. Great onboard shots right there. Great move right here. You're going to see the 3 car at the right side of your screen come down the racetrack, and he's got a lot of wheel into it to the right. Doesn't get that wheel back out of it and shoots back up the racetrack. And Cole Custer right there shoots the gap and just at the last minute pulls this car to the right. Oh, man, talk about threading the needle. That was close.
And we're back to green.
.23.11 leading this field back to the green flag, and with that caution, everybody should be in good shape. Kyle Larson shoots to the bottom, puts those teammates nose to tail up on the top.
Scenario for Reddick, the leader, especially having that teammate behind him.
19 cars snuck up on us, guys.
Yes.
Chase Briscoe found his way to the front, obviously had to start in the back with his trouble that he had from Daytona since qualifying was rained out. We started this field based on the metric, but he has found his way to the front. And we talk about how important these stage points are.
You see how Reddick moves down and takes that line away from the 5 Larson on the bottom. As soon as he does that, man, he has to lift, and the car goes up the racetrack and really stacks that line up.
Yeah, and putting your car in the lane of the car behind you just takes the air off of that, and that's as good a defense as it is offense.
Well, better is where they are right now as he's on the bottom, 3rd car back. Oh, trouble. Kyle Busch hard in the inside wall.
Okay, you see him down on the bottom right here on the bottom lane, and we're going to see him starting to move up the racetrack. I think he was trying to get in that hole, Kevin, right in front of Noah Gragson. Shot out there really quick.
Yeah.
Noah got in the back of him.
Yeah, and I think Noah was just trying to push him right there. And as you can see from that shot, they're just a little misaligned. And the 4 car was down just towards that left rear. And when he went to push him, it just immediately spun him out.
So we talked about this in the pre-race, Kevin, with the spotters. When they say clear high, you have to do it fast. And you saw what that driver did. He went, look how quick he moved up in there in front of that line. He knew the momentum was on the outside. I guarantee you that spotter said clear high. He took it immediately and just didn't have the momentum. Noah got in the back of him and turned him around.
Yeah, and you know, in Noah's defense right here, when you have a guy that pulls up in line like that, going a lot slower right at the exit of the corner, sometimes you get a little frustrated and you're just like, I'm gonna send it.
Watching, you see him in the bottom, moved up.
Oh, he
lifted too. Not only, he lost the nose, didn't he?
Yeah, totally different story.
Yep.
Once we heard that on camera right there, nothing's on Noah.
He didn't pull up there
No.
on purpose. He lifted because the nose took off and put him right on that outside line right in front of Noah with the lift. You hear it, whoop, whoop.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Clint. Just got tight.
Outside corner, still out there. Bumper, you're clear. You're clear, 24's not. You're clear, 24's not. They're still teeing up top lane, 1 off, 24's helps 3 off.
Larson drops to the bottom on Briscoe, moves up to 3rd, challenges for 2nd.
Huge
and takes
run.
off after the leader.
Sure was. Huge run, Mike. It just shows you, I love when you see that aerial shot, you can see the momentum, the energy they get. Whoa! Very close to the outside. Here he comes, trying to get around Reddick.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure that didn't put him in a better spot.
Kyle Busch released from the care center after contact with the 4 car. Can you bring me through your perspective of what happened out there?
I didn't get the best of exits off of 2 there, but when I drifted out to the wall, I was trying to get back straight, and he never checked up, just ran me as hard as he could to get me back going, to get my momentum back going again. But when a guy's a little out of shape, you got to give him a second to collect it before you just ram him, or at least try to check up and push gently. But yeah, that's kids these days.
These momentum swings that they take. Here comes Chastain. He wants some.
I feel like that one car of Ross Chastain is really, really comfortable to drive. You're seeing him make bold moves, being able to pull that car out of line. He must be handling really well right now.
And Zilich right on the outside. You see that on the bottom screen.
Yeah, and we had Zilich getting the wall just a little bit there 3 or 4 laps ago off of turn 4, but it doesn't look like it's affected his car much.
Looking at 14th on back here. He's raced his way up to 8th place with 13 to go in the stage.
Well, the intensity level has definitely picked up at the front of this pack. We've seen them swapping the lead back and forth, and right now you see Ross Chastain doesn't quite clear him.
Which lane do you go for? Who do you push?
Well, there's another car we thought we had kind of rode off right there. That 6 car, Brad Keselowski, you saw right at the end of that shot. But Chase Briscoe back to the lead.
Yeah, these Toyotas got Larson spit out of there.
Fighting for stage points with 9 to go. Here's what happened to Chastain.
You see those 2 cars running. As soon as they got really close to one another, that created a big hole in the air. No downforce on that one car. Lost the nose, took off up, and hit the wall. Hearing lift. Bad place to be. Nothing you can do about it, is there, Kevin?
No, it's just a characteristic at this racetrack for this car.
Fords are having trouble.
77 car got the wall there off of turn 2. Doesn't look like it affected anything. The intensity level has spiked, Mike.
Yes, stage points 7 laps away.
Man, 2 laps down for Hocevar, right back in the swing of things in the top 5.
Tell him to stop blocking me.
Here, Bubba Wallace frustrated with the way he was blocked right there, but right now these guys are trying to put themselves in a position to win this stage and take those points.
See him have to climb out of the gas. Look how it stacked him up behind him. Larson had to get out of the gas. Here comes Byron on the outside.
What a swarm. They just overhauled.
Can they get to the end of this stage?
It sure doesn't feel like it, Clint.
No.
Back at 20th place on the bottom of your screen.
That was a great move by Bubba Wallace right there on the outside. Chase Briscoe looked like he had to lift and just slightly getting into turn 3, but Kyle Larson's going to pass them both.
Well, all by himself. This shows how those 2 cars stall out. Here comes Byron to the inside. Byron to the inside on his teammate. Door to door. Where does Bubba go?
All the way to the bottom. And Byron's got to give him room.
Missed that block, didn't he?
Now we've got Hendrick versus 2311. First 2 cars on both rows right now.
2 by 2 by 3.
SVG on the bottom.
Yeah, both those cars got tight, and it's going to be a battle all the way to the line right here.
Oh, he turns and Larson gets turned.
Coming up the racetrack.
Traffic. Byron wins the stage.
Larson, big impact on the outside. He's done for the day.
And you can just feel that coming. I mean, all of a sudden, the intensity.
You see him on the outside, Kyle Larson. Watch the 5 car. Big momentum we talked about with SVG. Comes down to try to block.
Ooh. Oh.
This wasn't close, was it?
Well, I don't even know. Was he trying to come all the way down the racetrack? It looked like the 97 might have come up just a little bit.
Well, he came from the top all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, but I mean, he was almost like he was finishing his corner, and Kyle
there's no question
definitely
SVG
misjudged it.
Yeah. I mean, look how high he is here. But look at the run that SVG had.
Yeah, I mean, Larson just trying to get there, and it was just too late.
It is at the moment of caution to determine the running order at the end of the stage, and you'll see that the yellow light illuminates way before the start-finish line. And at that point, Bubba Wallace was the leader. He is the stage winner.
Tell you what, we've talked about him not being able to handle back there in the traffic. Finally got him up front. That him is the 12 car, Ryan Blaney.
As we saw at the end of that last stage, the intensity level, see that 38 car wiggle around right there in a weird spot on the straightaway.
Boy,
Boy, Zane Smith, he's led laps at Daytona, leading laps here.
Using a lot of real estate all over. You can see him again. Just really having trouble. Look how it stacked everybody up behind him. Having trouble keeping that thing under him with the pushes or even in the corners by himself.
Yeah, Ryan Blaney, Jonathan Hassler, they have not changed left side tires since lap 88. They're closing in on 100 laps with some cautions there. But what's interesting about Denny Hamlin, his crew chief Chris Gale went with right sides that time. He changed left sides last on lap 128.
Chase Briscoe to second, and he wants the lead.
Well, here with Kyle Larson, such a strong car today. You are having a great run, battling in the end of that stage, and unfortunately made contact with the 97. What happened there from your perspective?
Yeah, just all my fault. Obviously, I just, in my brain, you know, I knew the 45 had been inside of me, and then, you know, I got clear of him, and I wanted to just cut distance, and I guess, yeah, the 97 was just out of my corner mirror. So yeah, I hung a left, and then yeah, I ran right into him. So yeah, I guess when my comment of like I thought that I was, or I didn't know that was 3 wide, which I never was. I just didn't realize that the 97 had ever gotten inside the 45. So just all my fault. Hate it. Just yeah, you know, just need to listen.
Everybody else is going to give him fits and push and shove, and we got one around right here. SVG, Kevin, off of 4.
Yeah, and it looks like he's had some contact with the outside wall right there.
And this thing just gets loose, guys. He said it, building loose and loose. Watch this, trying to stay off the cars in front of him, obviously, or
well,
2 and 3 wide. That thing came right out from underneath of him, didn't
and that's what we were talking about at the beginning of the race. When you get your car in these weird spots and you're comfortable, you've been in there driving all day, and all of a sudden, boom, that thing is around before you even know what happens, but because of the wind gust and the way that you're in the middle like that and all the things that are happening with the car, and it's just light on its feet and can do that.
Wow.
And Ross Chastain's view.
Boy, he had just chosen to move up at the right time, didn't he? If he'd have stayed in the lane in the middle, he'd have been right. It'd have been right in his lap.
What?
They were worried about handling on the 12 car. They weren't worried too much about it. Look at Briscoe shooting to the outside. We know that outside line's prevailing. Watch this push from Briscoe.
Yeah, I just feel like Blaney's going to have to be on defense with where he's at with his car. Is Tyler Reddick?
Woof. Look what it did to the 9 car. Shot that thing straight up the racetrack in his wake, had to lift a little bit. Now he's in a hornet's nest.
Can push easier and do all those things that you're talking about. It's just the long run and the big lifts. You know, how long can they make it happen this run with the shade in the racetrack late in the race?
Christopher Bell trying to make a move on the bottom 3 wide. Net number 20, last year's winner.
All good. Blaney's blocking top. We're gonna roll. We're gonna roll. Go low. '22's gonna push you. Half back. Good save. Still there. Inside. Inside.
Yeah, Blaney had a moment there. I'm telling you guys, that
these tires.
I still like those tires on that 1 car. I'm with you, Clint.
Look how close Blaney came to upset here.
Way out front by himself. They're going to bear down on him quick. He's going to have a decision to make. Whoa.
Oh!
Denny Hamlin.
Got into Hamlin. Hamlin goes around, collects Byron.
It's a bunch of them, boys.
Good grief.
Right side clean.
Yeah, and it looked like, I don't want to speculate, but it looked like Hamlin got loose right there. Couldn't tell if he had any help or just all on his own.
Michael McDowell involved.
22 may have.
Hamlin started to get loose, and he had to make one correction, and then the second The second wiggle is what lost it for him right there.
It looked to me like that 22 lost the nose a little bit in front of him, and I don't know if that disturbed the air. I don't know. But regardless, the 11 car.
See him wiggle right there?
Yeah, but did you see the 22 heading up the racetrack?
Yeah, so what happens off of turn 4 right there, you can't, it's really hard to run the fence all the way down. So as you get to that 5/8, 3/4 mark of the corner, you almost have to, you have to get the car straight and come back down the racetrack, or it'll get loose. And to me, that's what happened to Denny Hamlin right there. But
well, he was definitely fighting the handling of his car. He was complaining about it on the radio, saying was having trouble keeping the throttle down. Definitely got loose with the 11 car.
There's the blaster cam. And from the Morgan & Morgan camera on Ford Austin Dillon. Now let's get Denny Hamlin. And Connor Zillage.
I think the best car that was able to put tires on and utilize that pit stop.
The first car with new tires is Ryan Preece in 13th.
And that's what put him in position in stage 2, and 28 laps, still a long ways to go. And see those flames out of that 6 car right there going into 3. That's what you don't want. That's what's going to put you in a position to push that car in front of you.
That just causes the slinky effect that you're going to see right here getting into 1 with a big block.
And Ryan Blaney gave Cindric a shot, and his teammate shoots ahead of the field.
And look how they have to scatter behind him.
Oh,
huge lift by the 9.
From Keselowski's view.
Same thing that happened to Kyle Busch earlier. He just happened to have Joey Logano on the outside, just wheel lock, like.
He's a weapon. You're clear up behind Joey if you don't pull him. Clear up behind Joey if you don't pull him. Clear up in front of Joey. Clear up. Clear up.
Oh, Logano gets turned.
Right rear's down on that car. I think it happened because of the
1 car coming off 4.
some contact there, Kevin.
Yeah,
He fires it up and gets going.
It's going to go up to the outside of the racetrack. We've been talking about him being tight. Now watch him turn back down the hill right here. What do you think? Racing deal.
Yeah.
Run out of real estate on both sides of it. Hocevar.
Yeah, if you go off the painted lines right there, Hocevar's not coming up the racetrack.
No.
He's pretty consistent, but
I didn't think that Hocevar probably did. Hocevar's on tires, by the way. He was one of the cars that pitted, but yeah, you can just see he came back down the hill, and we've been talking about Logano. He's obviously had his hands full with the handling on that race car.
Finish.
Whoa! He's going for it again. There he did it. Shot to the bottom. Hocevar to 3rd. It ain't pretty, but it's effective.
yeah.
Now, can he break up those 2 Toyotas? And here he is with a shot to send his car owner to victory lane for the 2nd week in a row. Christopher Bell, though, trying to repeat his success of last year. And on the bottom, here comes Chastain.
Yeah, and the big difference between this 23 car of Bubba Wallace and the 20 car of Christopher Bell, that 23 car he's raced at the front of this pack all day. As you see Carson Hocevar shoot to the bottom, I don't think he's going to clear him.
Oh, Hocevar for the lead on the outside.
What a
Forced his
move.
way up there.
Faked him on the inside, went to the outside. Oh, I think that was a tire
Byron
let
on the
go
wall.
on Byron. Something broke on that car. It just turned straight right. He may have got loose. Caution.
Trouble, back of the pack. Big crash in turn 3.
And there's Byron up there. I think that's what caused that.
You're
Something
right.
broke on that car, guys.
Yeah, it just shot up in the middle of
Right
1 and 2
front.
right there.
See the right front down. We're going to have to see this. Obviously, the toe links broke too.
Yeah, Byron was in the wall in the back straightaway. And as he drifted back through the field, he collected a bunch of cars.
Pit road, Paul. We're already on pit road.
Oh, boy.
You're going to see him way off the pace from that incident we saw in 1 and 2 when it shot up, and everybody's trying to scramble to miss him. Cindric clips him, turns him up into everybody else.
Cody Ware, Todd Gilliland, Cole Custer.
See Denny Hamlin getting in there late.
Well, all with pretty heavy damage.
Joey Logano. Still don't know what the cause of the 24 getting into the wall in 1 and 2, but obviously he's trying to get out of the way right there. Just try.
Something broke. Now, obviously, I see that right front tire down. I don't know if that's what went down, but that car, it was in traffic, so you don't really know if we're going to try to find it here, but that thing shot up the racetrack, hit the wall very hard. Something's definitely off the pace there. Can't hold on to it. Gets in the wall hard. Now he's slowing down the backstretch.
And you see right there the damage on the right side of that car that's already happened with the 24 car.
I think that right front was down myself.
$11 cars in all involved in this one. And from William Byron.
Well, 2 23-11 cars still in the hunt here, first and fourth. You win the Daytona 500 last week. Now you got 2 cars still in the hunt. How fun is it to be Michael Jordan right now?
Well, it's fun to be a part of 2311. I mean, obviously I'm a part of that as well, but the guys are really doing well. They really fighting it, trying to get us to win, and you know we still have 2 chances right now. So let's see what happens. Hopefully.
All right, we were talking and said, where did Reddick come from? How does he even stop a chance?
I have no idea. Last I looked at it, he was 18th or 20th, and I'm saying, well, okay, let's just finish the race. You know, DNF is what we don't want. And here he comes fighting to the front. So, I mean, he's operating with the deficit with his car, but he's there that he can help Bubba if he needs to and possibly win. So let's see what happens. Hopefully he can pull it off.
Well, I love that you're still out here because it's about 38 degrees right now. The wind's blowing. Chicago weather, right?
Yeah, I'm so hyped. I don't even feel the cold right now. Yeah, if I'm gonna stay out here, we might as well go ahead and win.
All right, well, you just stay right here. We'll see what happens. Good luck.
You're right here. I'm not leaving.
Get with Bubba. Shake and bake. Let him know. It'll come down to me and him if it works. Otherwise, I will take the front row and go to Ross and say, shake and bake. Because look behind him, it's Daniel. He's not going to leave him, so he's got to stick with me. Copy that.
There he go. He went.
Oh,
Didn't wait.
Bell gets turned into the fence.
That's Hocevar. He shot to the middle as soon as they crossed the start-finish line, Kevin. Did not wait. Tried to pounce on it. Wrecked Bell.
And we will re-rack and try again.
Obviously, he's second row on outside. Hocevar. Pretty much door to door. Gets a big push from behind and tries to shoot the middle.
Yeah, I mean, there was nowhere to go right there.
Just don't think.
I think
This would be a better angle of it right here. Watch when he gets the push from behind his chassis, gets to his bumper, boom, Bell went to block on the outside a little bit. Bell did move up just a pinch, but it still wasn't a hole in the bottom.
Yeah.
See how Bell moved up? Bell separated quite a bit to try to block that to the outside.
All right, let's watch from Chastain. Christopher Bell.
Yeah, I mean, as he went up there, I mean, it might have been like a 3/4 of a car width, but there was, you see it kind of open up right there. Gonna see what
that's not.
I see the hole that he was trying to go for, though.
It wasn't
That's what
there.
I'm going to say. I put blame on Hocevar initially, but there was more of a hole there. I think Bell tried to move up and block them a little bit. Let's listen to 20 audio.
He's getting a boost now. Watching him inside. What an idiot. Caution's out. There wasn't even a hole. He just drove at the left rear of you.
Good start. It's a dead drag race so far.
Yeah, that's a much better start from both lanes right there. They're attached, and you see Tyler Reddick on the bottom there, still attached. Got 3 of them on the bottom and only 2 up top.
Bubba moves up.
Power move there.
Hocevar goes to low.
3 wide. Hocevar middle.
That did not work in Bubba Wallace's favor.
Reddick on the bottom for the lead. Hocevar steams around the outside. They touch twice. White flag.
They're not going to go with him.
Here comes Chastain. Toyota, Chevy. Chevy.
You see Briscoe be able to back up right there off the exit of turn 2.
Tyler Reddick trying for 2 in a row. Briscoe trying to redeem a tough day in Daytona. They're going to come off turn 4 for the final time. Chastain to the bottom. Briscoe to cover. Tyler Reddick 2 in a row.
Can you believe that car just won?
He's got 2 right front fender.
Right front fender.
Sister day.
Holy cow.
Great job.
Tyler Reddick just became the 6th driver in NASCAR history to win the first 2 races of the season, and the first to do it since Matt Kenseth in 2009.